Good. Yeah. Mm.
Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
We'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to
How Shem Yahushai, Shem Kakadash.
double honors to the apostles, bishops, the elders, and great millstones. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, pushing his word and truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, we're back once again this Thursday evening to, prophecy is going to be an open forum. We always jump off into prophecies, knowing that the times we're in, we're starting to see things that are coming to life as far as the things that we read about. Going in from Daniel to Isaiah, these things that we're seeing as far as how the earth is moving and how the Lord is moving. As it says, it's time for the Lord to do work. We're seeing the Lord is doing work, you know, and we seeing also that our enemy Esau Edom is starting to make moves that is very prophetic that a lot of these Israelites says don't want to point out. But we seeing that these things are formatted as far as the setting up for that foundation is actually already set for the MOTB. All right. We see how all these things are happening with these different Jakes that being drowned. It is ridiculous. And Jake, asking about why, what can we do, or how do we stop this? Hey, we know one way is get through this, basically going to Yahweh Shem Shot. Because there's no way he's gonna have a victory on this side unless it's through Yahweh Shem Shot. We know he's coming to take back the rulership upon his earth, you know. Because with this earth right now, it's constantly mourning. We're all in depressed. What's that? Get that song. Put it on the two. Because Proverbs, like Proverbs. Because we're to a point where everything is crying out for help. We crying out. We're sighing and crying for what the abomination that's going on with this world, what this man Esau Edom is doing. Now, you know what Esau Edom is too, the so-called white man, the elites of this world, the bankers, all right, the ones that runs where they own majority of the wealth upon the earth. You know, got that.
Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Are you seeing rejoicing right now? No, you're seeing people are getting explosive diarrhea, can't really eat food. You try to be healthy and say, I'm eating blueberries and I'm gonna eat salads and stuff. Then they tell you now that's contaminated. You might get explosive diarrhea. Is that rejoicing? No. You have what? Uh, Marine life constantly beaching themselves. Everything is out of order in this place. And you can only blame it on who? The ones that rule the earth. All right. As the king goes, so is the people. Okay. And as the king goes, as the people, as the world gonna be is gonna be turned. How everything is done starting with what? The ones who ruling.
I got a book for you. This is Sirach 10 and verse 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
Yeah. So now when you look at the manner of man that rules the earth, look how the earth is going. Look at how Moism is running rampant. Look how the earth is defiled as far as the food. All right. As far as the mindset of the people. Bro, these people are dumbed down. They mind, they're through. You talk to somebody out here in the streets and just talk to them and just really listen to them. Like these people they don't have no sense of urgency, no sense of security. They just basically walking like the blind.
And the sense of security that they do have is false sense of security. In the form of 911 system, or I got a good job, or But see, we're in times where the Lord is breaking down all these false sense of security systems or mechanisms, if you will.
Mhm.
Okay, because we come into a time of trouble such as never was since there's a nation.
Yep.
And if you don't have your how Bashar shop on your side, it's going to be. Hey, the Lord asked a question in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 22 and 16. He says, "Can thy heart endure in the days that I shall deal with thee?"
That's right. You had something.
Come, yeah, so just back at what the brother read in that Sirach. Hey, can you read that one more time, bro? Come on.
Yeah. Going back, Sirach chapter 10 and verse 2 says, "As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein."
Right. What manner of man is ruling the city? Or in the rulership, Job 9 and 24, it says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not, where and who is it?" So that answered their question. You know what I'm saying? The wicked are in authority, the wicked are ruling. You see, according to the book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 4, Esau is their wicked. You all right? As it says, we shall call him the border of wickedness, man.
Yep.
You see? That's why we see the earth polluted in the state that it's in right now. You know what I'm saying? Time back to like what we read in Proverbs 20, I still got there too, bro. At Proverbs 29 about when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When nobody that lets you know that the righteous are not in authority.
Mhm.
You see, because everybody's more, every time you look on YouTube, it's more and more people complaining about their life, their job. You know what I'm saying? They they can't fucking the money that they make, and they make good money, but the money that they make it no longer can sustain them in this current society.
Right.
Everything is going up. People that have been retired, older people that have been retired have to come out of retirement.
Mhm.
You see, because those savings are not adding up. It's not enough for them to basically live off of, man.
Mhm.
So everybody's sick. Niggas dying at an all-time rate. STDs at an all-time rate. Like the brother said, here it is now. You can't even eat fucking fruit. The shit you try. So you try to have a healthier diet than Babylon the Great. Now this man fight, but he finds a way to pollute it in some sort of way.
Yeah.
Because ultimately Esau is he's steering the world and guiding the world until his way.
Yep.
You see? So he's gonna force whether he gonna force you to eventually have to eat his food.
Mhm.
You see, because he's pushing the world from natural fruits and natural foods to what bioengineered fucking meat, fucking fruit, anything you can think of, man. You see, because that's ultimately his goal.
That's right.
You got Bill Gates talking about all rich countries should be eating lab grown meats, and they taste more better than the actual meat. The fuck out of here, bro. Why don't you eat it then, nigga?
Right.
You know.
Well, I would just line back on. I got something for you down there. Like, I had that Proverbs 29 and 2 still.
Come. Yeah.
This is Isaiah 24 and verse 5. It says, "The earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, and broken the everlasting covenant."
Well, no, yeah, that's all good. Hey, bro. Yeah, read it again.
Isaiah 29 and 5. It says, "The earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof."
And who is that, man? The brother just read it. Job 9:24. The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked, man. We now know who that is, man. You know what I'm saying? Malachi, the first chapter breaks it down. You know, the people against whom the Lord has indignation forever, that have that curse, that mark on them of good that goes back to Cain, man. You know what I'm saying? These Edomites, so-called self-claimed white man, woman, and child, man, those are the biblical Edomites.
Right.
That's who's ruling the world, who's on the money, the faces on the currency, whose faces are on the sides of mountains. You know what I'm saying? It's the Edomites, man. It's not Japheth. It's not you got Jake out here just bugged out, man. You know, still making claims that Esau is not the white man. You know, when all this evidence is right in their face of who this is talking about, man. Even when you read Job 29, the Lord makes it very clear. If not, where and who is he? You know, if it ain't the Lord was asking, if this ain't the dude, man, you tell me who it is. The Lord is telling you who it is. He covered the face of the judges. Japheth didn't do that. Jake didn't do it. Who did it, man? You know, whose face? If you Googled anything, Jebus, Mary, Joseph, any of the people of the script of the Bible, who are you gonna see? You're gonna see depiction of so-called white people, man. And that goes back to the Maccabees, where it says that he was gonna go into the book of the law, and they sought to paint the likeness of their images, man. You know, clearly telling you who this is talking about. You still got these niggas bringing up these bunk ass claims, man. You know, making the claim that Esau's not the white man.
Yep.
That's who defiled the inhabitants. You know, they said the earth is defiled the
It
inhabitants.
says, verse 5 says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
Yeah, that's why the earth is defiled, man. Just like the brother Benaiah just mentioned all these different things. You know what I'm saying? The foods. Yeah, I think the brother Marky mentioned it too. You know, you're getting explosive diarrhea from eating things that should be healthy. Fruit, man. You know, come on, bro. It's everything is defiled. As a matter of fact, the Lord said we was gonna eat our food defiled among the heathen, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what's happened, man. You know, but we now know who these things are talking about. You want to add something?
Oh, like you just mentioned, how who you determine who it is, who is basically over the inhabitants. You look at, like you mentioned, like the picture. They went and changed and did what? They changed the laws, and also they changed like the pictures, and they made everything white. You had picture, but now you got motion picture. Now we're on motion picture. You look at something over in the Middle East, or it'll show like a movie over in different places. You can always be an Edomite that's the face of Tom Cruise, The Last Samurai. These things like that, they'll put them in the picture of everything. They're all nations now. When you look at Esau, he put his place in his space into every nation. Now, oh, that was us. That was us. He's a fucking snail. Wherever you go and get into your space and say that was him the whole time.
That's what fugitives do.
Yep.
And vagabonds do.
Yep.
You know,
You just have to slack. I'm sorry. You finish.
so I was gonna say, and Cain, he's the first one who defiled the earth. And how he do so by shedding innocent blood upon it, man. And that's part of the reason why the earth is defiled. Nobody inhabits it, because it goes back to who's in rulership, Cain. You know, which that same spirit that was in Cain is in Esau Edom today. You know, and scriptures say about Babylon the Great. Okay, the great whore in Revelation 6:17, it says she is drunken with the blood of the saints, man. So America is just saturated with the blood of the Israelites.
Mm-hmm.
So we in times where the Lord, he's making inquisition, okay, of the blood. And scripture say in 2 Corinthians 15, for the souls of the righteous and the just complain continually, you know, and cry out for revenge. And so that's what we doing, man. Because you got elect spirits in the heavens that's underneath the altar, as it says in Revelation 6, crying out for vengeance and justice, for the Lord to move. And the Lord got his men up on the earth, prophesying with this testimony, those two witnesses.
Sure. Okay.
Saying the same thing, pleading for you, imploring Yahweh Shema Shah to bring a recompense.
Right. And I was gonna add too, real quick, just to add that to that fugitive. You know, what would a fugitive do? You know what I'm saying? A fugitive, if you think about, you've seen fugitive movies, you know what I'm saying, when they're on the run. You know, we did this devil is on the run, man. They changed their appearance, man. You know, they dye their hair, you know, may put on if they didn't have a beard, put on a beard. If they have a beard, they're gonna shave it off. They're gonna change their appearance, which that's what this devil is doing every time he tries to claim to be somebody else, man. You know what I'm saying? Other than who he is, man.
Yep.
You know, which are the biblical Hebrew Edomites. They're Hebrew, but they're Edomites, man. You know, Abraham had 8 sons, man. You know what I'm saying? So 6 with Keturah, 1 with Sarah, which was the chosen line, this chosen seed. Then 1 with Hagar. You know what I'm saying? Which are them Israelites, man. The so-called Arabs. You know what I'm saying? So we had 6 sons, man. All are Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got a lot of these Edomites going to Abraham, man. You know, our forefather is Abraham. Okay, cool. But what is the chosen line? Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, man. And then, of course, the 12 sons of Jacob, the patriarchs, man. You know what I'm saying? Esau cannot be that because he's the brother of Jacob, man. You know, so Esau is out of there. There's no way you can make him, he can't win, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got something?
Yeah, y'all still got that Proverbs.
Um,
You got some more of that?
well, yeah, so this Isaiah 24:5 said, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, and broken the everlasting covenant.
Which the laws are the Most High's instructions, man.
Is that
You know, his commandments, man. You know, he don't keep the commandments. That's why when you read in Psalms 50, he goes into that, how he talks it behind it, man, the word behind it, man. You know what I'm saying? This dude does whatever the hell he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? And everything is going to be contrary to what the Lord actually wants him to do or says to do, man. You know, because he's the wicked. Go ahead.
Oh, that was it.
Go ahead, read the next one.
Oh, come. Like the morning, the one. This is back in Isaiah 24:7. I'm sorry, it says 24:6. It says, therefore has the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore, the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left.
And that's what's coming, man. You know what I'm saying? Because of these people, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord's gonna have to burn everything up, man,
Right.
and start over, man. Push the reset button on this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Which is deservingly so, because all the people, just like the brother brought out the scripture, as the what was it, as the
As the
officers.
man of the city is, that's like as the ruler of the city is, so the man of the people.
There it is, man. And that's exactly what you're seeing, man. Everybody's under the vibration of this devil, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's doing what this dude, which the spirit of vibration that he put in the earth is wickedness, man.
Can I get
You know?
a for you?
You got it now.
Psalms 12:8. It says, the wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted.
And that's why you see them uplifting people like what's that nigga name? Did the marathon, not the marathon, but got the change. Bruce Jenner.
Yeah.
That's why they oppose things like that, man, in this society, man. You know what I'm saying? They exalt on every side, man. Wickedness, you know? And that's why the Lord is gonna have to burn everything, and there's gonna be few men left. With those few men represent the elect of the nation of Israel, man. You know, if you're boots on the soles of America, you're not part of the elect, you're through, man. You know, you're gonna be part of that the burn up that we just read about.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
It's like would you read it right there?
I'll read it again. Psalms 12:8. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted.
So he can tell you that how with Alexander, like I say, when he was on the earth and he gave his crown to his general, then what wicked spread throughout the earth. You know, and multiplied it. You know, because the wicked one, because like I say, that's that class of men that were they were the sons of the wicked. Like I said, those men, those are the ones that really spread and really defiled the earth. And that's what they're here to do. They're here to call their peppy and pews. Wherever they go, they're gonna bring forth what? The foul and wickedness wherever they go, because that's who they are, that's their MO. You know, and that's their agenda. That's what we're gonna do. They can't help it. The Lord made them that way, and that's what they out to do. And now you rule the earth, and now look what's happening to the earth. Everything is through it. Wars, defilement. You can't hardly watch. Like I said, you got everything that the Lord made, as it says in Genesis. I think he brought it up. I think it was an account. The Lord said the thing that He made in Genesis, He was creating. He said it's good, but He's trying to say no, it ain't good. You know what? I'm gonna make something out the lab. It's gonna be better. You know, don't worry about that. I'm gonna make different animals, and I'm gonna make mosquitoes, and I'm gonna create it myself, and it's gonna be better.
Right.
You know,
What's
what's those seeds? Terminator seeds. They're gonna be better. No, he's basically setting you up. He speaks smooth things, but he's always looking to stab you in the back. He's a liar.
That's Cain.
Yep.
Because when you read that, I know we've been keep mentioning, Cain and Abel, but when you read that in Genesis 4, it says, Cain, was out in the field speaking with his brother Abel. Like, so probably lured him out to the field. Once the Lord rejected Cain's sacrifice, he probably came with some sweet words with Abel, man.
Shit, we seeing this shit with Nolan Williams. That's an example.
Right.
You see, he's speaking. They learn Jake out and then kill him.
Yep.
Slaughter.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Right.
Come on out here, man. We're gonna have some beers, man. We got some women, man. We got some music. Yeah, we're gonna be on my dad's yacht. And Abel fall for,
You're right.
just proverbially speaking. Jake fall for it, man. But that's why scripture say never trust thy enemy. But that's the thing. Jake don't think that he got enemies.
Right.
Because the devil told you who the devil was.
Right.
And you lost already right there. So it's only through this ministry to where your eyes is open and the veil is removed. You can see yourself for who you are. You see these people for who they are, nationality-wise through the scriptures and their traits and characteristics, their judgments. And ultimately you see Yahweh Shema Shah, his true character, his true image, man. Which you understand that image of the Most High through His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. And that's why we're engulfed in prophecy, because it's the spirit of Yahweh Shai.
Yes, more. Yes, more than that. No. It's going back. Proverbs 29:2 says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked birds rule, the people mourn.
And you know that just laying back and you know that people are mourning right now. I mean, for all the reasons for the preachers went into, but bro, you know it's bad when people get on the internet and holding up their paycheck to the phone screen to millions of strangers, say, this is how much I made in 2 weeks. Like so the Lord is turning these people's pride into mourning.
Yep.
Yep. So all you people been duped. And most of the people that's getting up on the internet showing off their paychecks, showing the whole world they ain't making shit, is women. Most of them is women. So you see that the devil, the Lord is disannulling that guardian impact.
Right. People have been tricked by Esau, persuaded by Esau to think that this is what life is about. When you got a nigga in the goddamn jungle who was happier than you niggas. Happier than people over here in America. Here it is. This is one of the richest nations, if not the richest nation on earth. And it's the most depressed. It's the death rate is the most highest out of all the countries in the world. You see? But like I said, you got a nigga in the forest that's happier than us, man.
Right.
You see? Because he has more freedom than we do, man. You see, this illusion of freedom that America gives is like that movie The Matrix, man. Your ass, you trapped inside something you can't escape. The only way you can escape if the Lord put the spirit on you to wake up. That's why Yahweh Shah said, "Well, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." You see, what was that other one? He that are trouble rest with us. You see, going into that word rest, it says basically a more tolerable condition in captivity. You see, so this truth actually frees us from the bonds of this current, you know what I'm saying, of being locked into this fucking lie, man. You see, these people are locked in chains of Esau's lives, man. You see, and that's why people are mourning. You know what I'm saying? That's why people are fucking sick. You know what I mean? Because the brother had mentioned he was going into the food, bro. Ain't no fucking way we should be eating this shit, man.
No.
This shit is literally poison. That's why when you look at, I seen the damn video on Instagram. They got I guess it's showing all the particular country school lunches.
Mm-hmm.
You look at particular countries, they school lunches look like a fucking something you would pay like $100 or $200 to eat over here in America. You know what I'm saying? Like real food, bro. Like salmon and that's what the kids eat at lunch, bro. Then you look at our shit, it's dinosaur chicken nuggets, corn, that canned corn, some random ass shit. That ain't even a fucking meal. A fucking meal, the goddamn animal, like I say, fucking dinosaur chicken nugget, some goddamn corn, and a fucking pudding.
Man.
Like, what kind of fucking meal is that, bro?
You remember Esau used to give us fucking milk out of a goddamn plastic pouch, and you have to stick that straw in the plastic pouch?
Goddamn, we got Corey. Sad. It really.
Oh, it's dang. Yeah, we had it was like a plastic pouch. It was like, it was like a bean bag. It was a plastic. It was a plastic pouch with milk in it. Yeah, chocolate.
Oh, I forgot that's Louisiana.
Oh yeah.
They got the worst education.
Jake thought he was flexing. He got the chocolate milk.
Damn, they got the pre-sun milk.
Yeah,
shit.
Still was man. But yeah, man. And then Esau was giving Jake jungle juice. Those juices in that little barrel.
Yeah,
got the monkey on it.
Yeah.
You threw it, bro. That's why the scriptures. Can I pull this real quick? Got something? So this is Daniel chapter 7, in verse 25. It says, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hands until a time and times and a dividing of times." This is going into that fourth beast, man. You see how this is the revival of that fourth beast, man. You see, Babylon the Great, you know what I'm saying, the revival of the ancient Roman Empire, bro. And when you go into that word to wear out, and you go into the root word, it's balak. All right, it says to wear out, to become old. But when you go down to the Hebrew lexicon, it says of men who through sickness, age, or cares waste away. You see, it's not Babylon the Great. Well, we all sick. We wasting away. We sick, aging, and all these goddamn cares of this fucking life. It's just we just wasting the fucking way, man.
Yep.
That's wearing out the saints, bro. You see? So we tired of this damn place, man. And we ready for Yahweh Bashim Shah to come back. But like, man, the brother was talking earlier, man, it's still the reason why it ain't the deliverance ain't happened yet because the elect is not ready. So it's still shit in us that it's still parts of the world in us that the Lord got to get out. Even though we parts that we may not be able to see, but the Lord can see. And he's he got to watch the rest of the world out of us, man. You see, when the destruction comes, that's when you know the elect is ready.
Right.
You see, it's not gonna happen until they're ready, man.
Yeah.
You know.
That's part of that scarcely saved, you know. The last one can actually be, like I said, elect. They're gonna have that final purge, that draw's taken out, and when they get delivered, they will see those missiles come.
Yeah, the Lord is tying up the loose ends right now.
Yep.
And like the brother said, you know, obviously the Lord still sees particular things in us. Lord willing, we're probably elect, you know, but I mean, which we're the hopefully elect, but the Lord obviously still sees things in us that's not agreeable in his sight. You know, that's why it says in Ephesians 4, how the Lord gave the gifts unto the church, you know, the apostles, the elders, the teachers, the prophets, the evangelists, says their responsibility is to equip the Most High's people, is to equip his church, okay, to do the work. And it says this will continue until we all measure up into the measure and standard of Yahweh Shah Mashiach. You know, so we're still yet to actually meet that standard, because if that was the case, Yahweh Shah, he would have been here already. Okay, that's why I say in James 5 it says, "Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth." Okay, so as we wait on the Lord, he waiting on his elect.
Yep.
You know, Lord willing, we're part of the elect. So he's waiting,
Right.
because he does everything in measure, weight, and number, man. Okay, now he could have wrapped this thing up yesterday, the day before yesterday, last year, year 2000, as you know, the apostle was anticipating. But imagine if the Lord would have done that. Most of us have been through,
Yeah.
absolutely, completely burnt to toast, fuel for the fire. You know, so everything is ultimately for the elect's sake, as Yahweh Shah said. The Lord manipulating time, that's for the elect's sake. The Lord making Esau come down with great wrath, hey, that's really for the elect's sake, because he can't touch the elect, and he can't pluck the elect out of Yahweh Shah's hand. There's nothing that can separate you from the love of Yahweh Bashim Shah.
Right.
Okay, so the Lord is wrapping this thing up, but you know, chiefly, he's working up on his elect, man. That's why these fiery trials is feeling more fiery right now. Okay, he's not cushioning the blows like he did in times past. He's like particular lawful things that, you know, we did months ago or years ago while we were in the truth. Just for the time's sake, the Lord has shown us, like, nah, you ain't got that type of time no more. So the spirit's not as lenient. As a matter of fact, when you get that, it's in the Song of Moses, Deuteronomy 32nd chapter. Can we grab it real quick? It's in Deuteronomy 32. I've been meditating upon this all week. It's Deuteronomy 32 and verse. You can start at verse. It says, yep, verse 11. You can start at verse 10, Baba Shah. Points in verse. You can read through 12. Points in verse 11.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 10. It says, "He found me in a desert land, and in the waste howling wilderness."
All right, just the Lord, you know, was speaking about how the Lord, you know, found Jacob, found our nation, found our people. Go ahead.
He led him about, he instructed him, he kept him as the apple of his eye.
All right, how did he instruct us? Okay, with the schoolmaster, with the law, which is ultimately to lead us to Yahweh Shah. Go ahead.
As an eagle stirring up her
Now,
nest.
here's the point right here. It says, as the eagle, and what does it say in the book of Job 12? Ask the beasts of the field, and they shall teach thee. Okay, so the Lord's about to equate his doings with his people, his chosen people, related as to how a mother eagle or how an eagle, you know, deals with, you know, its eaglets. Go ahead.
It says, as an eagle stirreth up her nest.
Uh-huh.
It says, fluttereth over her young, spreadeth abroad her wings, taketh them, buried them under her wings. So the Lord alone did lead him, and there were no strange guide with him.
Right. What does that mean? What does the Lord mean when he says, as the eagle stirreth up her nest? Well, you got to understand the traits and characteristics of eagles when they do that. Now, Bubba Shot, real quick, can a brother, you probably get on Chat GPT. I ain't got my other phone. is broke. But if brother can just type it in chat, what does it mean, or why do eagles stir up their nest? What does that mean? Because that's what the Lord is doing right now. He's stirring up his nest.
I put in why does the eagle stir up their nest? Going to the phrase about Deuteronomy 32:11. It says, why do eagles stir up its nest? One is to prepare the young to fly.
See that? To prepare the young to fly. Okay, we ready to fly. We are ready to soar. We are ready to excel. We are ready to actually be what Yahweh Bashmal Shah created us to be. This right here is just one glory. The Lord didn't create us to stay just fixated upon this phase. You just a prophet in Babylon forever. You working this dead end fucking job, going out to the highways and byways, teaching. Jake ain't listening. Everybody scoffing. Go home, get it. No, the Lord created us to fly. You know, physically, okay, emotionally, spiritually. The Lord created us. What was that? Isaiah the 40th chapter. They that wait upon the Lord. That wait upon the Lord. You got it? If we could hold that, okay, you're gonna mount up as wings as eagles to fly. We're gonna get that scripture here in a second, but I want to emphasize what the Lord said there in the Song of Moses in Deuteronomy 32. He said that as what's that?
No, I'm saying ChatGPT going in.
God, yeah, he says as the Lord stirreth up his nest. Okay, now can you read that one more time?
Yeah, it says, why do eagles stir up its nest? It says to prepare the young to fly. Eagles do not let
To
their
prepare the young to fly, because when you just get hatched, and you can equate that hatching, okay, where you become born again. Okay, when you come into this truth, you're a newborn babe. You just been hatched. You in the nest. Right now, we're in the nest. Okay, we're being protected and guarded. Okay, from predators. Okay, Yahweh Bashmal Shah has his wings over us. Literally, chariots, watch the angels, man. Psalms 91, Psalms 34.
Yeah.
Okay, protecting us because we're young. Okay, we're food. If the Lord was to leave his nest right now, but us being little eaglets in the spirit, that's just for a time. We're growing up. Okay, we're growing up. So the Lord, he's preparing us to fly. Right? Go ahead.
says eagle do not let their eaglets remain comfortable forever.
Boom. Eagles do not let their eaglets, the little baby eagles, to remain comfortable forever. Because let's be real. Okay, Jake been chilling. Even us to a large degree. You know? Like, yeah, we catch our particular trials and tribulations in hell, but man, most of the shit that we go through is first world problems. Brother get a flat tire, that's a first world problem. Okay, AC went out, that's a first world problem. Okay, your woman acting an ass, well, that's something, that ain't nothing new. They always been doing that ever since the beginning of time. You know? So the Lord is he's allowing these sticks and briars in the nest to start to poke us. And he wants us to feel it. He's removing the soft cushioning stuff, removing those feathers and removing those, the things that once, kept us comfortable. He's removing comforts right now.
Yeah.
So he wants us to feel it. So as we were going to earlier, that's why these fiery trials are feeling more fiery, because it's time to fly, man. You got it.
It says the parent disturbs the nest, so the young are compelled to leave it and begin learning to fly.
Can you read that one more time?
It says the parent disturbs the nest.
The parent disturbs the nest. That's what the Lord is doing right now. He's disturbing the nest. When you look amongst the Akyam, from the top to the bottom, brothers are disturbed.
Yeah.
Brothers been catching different type of hell. That's the Lord doing it though. He's disturbing the nest. He's stirring stuff up right now. Okay? And it's ultimately for our benefit. Now, in this phase is really critical for eaglet. A lot of eaglets, they don't make it. When an eagle sees that one of his young is not is not fitted for the wild, it just takes it, drop it over, and let it die. Okay? I don't want to be that eaglet. I know these brothers don't want to be those eaglets to where the Lord just pick us up out the nest and just drop us. We want him to give us that nudge to go fly, but we're being prepared to fly.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Lord is he's agitating the nest. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's compelled. Like I said, they're compelled.
Yeah.
You know, that's how we are now. We're compelled to push this word to get out this hellhole, which is Babylon, which is the rulership of Esau Edom. That's why, like it says, what is that? Micah 2:10. You know, this is not our rest. You know, it's so polluted. And the Lord has compelled us to see these things so we can hate this place. So we're compelled to push this word, to sigh and cry, for the Lord can hear our cry so he can move faster on getting this man out of rulership.
Can you read that last section again? That one last you just read.
It says the parents disturb the nest, so the young are compelled to leave it and begin learning to fly.
Right, just like your parents, when you turn 18, 19 years old, they'll let you know, okay, hey, home is always home, but listen, you getting on up there.
Mm-hmm.
So they start making you pay for the water bill. They start being they start to nitpick on particular things that they didn't used to nitpick about.
Right.
They want you to feel uncomfortable, like get the fuck out. I love you, but it's time for you to grow up, go fly. Okay, go start your own legacy. Okay, so this is what the Lord is doing to us in the spirit as we're in his nest. Okay, this is just one aspect, one phase of the glory, man. Okay, and the Lord is he's preparing us to be rulers over his planet, man. Okay, not to be no baby boys. You fucking 30 years old, still with your mama, man.
Right.
Okay, that happened because Jake get too comfortable, man. The Lord ain't no deadbeat father. Go get a J-O-D. You know? You know? You feel holler every time I'm in the kitchen, you in the kitchen. You go get your own job, nigga. You know? So the Lord he's removing the comforts right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you read some more?
Yeah.
Y'all got anything?
Well, I get that. This back in why does the eagle stir up the nest?
And this is all off of Deuteronomy 32:11. This is in the Song of Moses. Okay, which the Song of Moses covers history. It covers the things that was happening currently or back then at that time, and it's also prophecies as well, man. Okay, which we're in this prophecy right now, and this is how the Lord has always dealt with his people. And Jacob didn't want to grow the fuck up and mature in the spirit. The Lord dropped him over that nest. Nope, you ain't gonna make it.
Yep. This is on.
So we ain't got no option but to fly, man. We're his chosen people.
That's right.
We're supposed to soar, man. Spread our wings. That's what the Lord is saying. It's time for y'all to spread your wings. Babylon to make you too comfortable. What was that? Revelation 12, how, she shall feed and she shall nourish thee there for a season, for a time and half a time, roughly paraphrasing that scripture. So we've been nourished. We've been, taken care of. But now the Lord is not about to, but he's starting to remove comforts. But it's for our benefit if we work with him. That's why scripture says in 2 Corinthians 6, says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh Shema Shai, that you work with Yahweh Shai. Okay? So, help him, help us. You got it, bro.
It's Tuesday to develop strength and maturity. Flying is essential for survival.
Flying is essential for survival, man. You fly or you die. That's a lesson right there. You fly or you die. When have you ever seen an eagle just walk everywhere it goes?
Right.
That's outside of his characteristics.
It's the highest flying bird.
Yeah, one of them.
One of them. That's something that's high.
Yeah.
Yep. It's one of them.
Yeah. So yeah, you've never seen it. If you see an eagle that's walking everywhere it goes, something wrong. It's either sick, about to die. Eagles always fly. So you got it, bro.
It says flying is essential for survival. The eagle pushes its young beyond their comfort zone.
There you have it. The eagle pushes its young beyond its comfort zone. Because we've all, hey man, we got a particular comfort zone. These particular devices that we once leaned upon, the Lord, he's removing those particular vices. And he knows how to deal with each of his young. Each eaglet is different. Every brother got his own, different spirits. So the Lord know what to do to this brother, to that brother, if he be a part of the elect. You know, but nonetheless, everybody gonna feel it and they do measure. You know? You got it, bro. You got something, Nine?
Come on, hey, can you read that one more time, man?
It says to develop strength and maturity, flying is essential for survival. The eagle pushes its young beyond their comfort zone so they can grow stronger.
Man, beyond the comfort zone. This First Corinthians 10 and 13. There have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able, but will be but will with the temptation also make it way to escape, that you may be able to bear it. See, so the Lord pushing us, but He's not pushing us. You know what I'm saying, to the point of we, you know what I'm saying, we can't take it. You know what I mean? He's showing us, like, you know, He's ultimately showing us that how much we can take.
Right.
Sometimes we don't think we got it. You know what I'm saying? Man, you know what I'm saying? You got it in you to go through what you're going through until the Lord show you. Then you look back, you pass the test, you're like, damn, I know I had that in me. Lord had to bring it out. Lord had to show you. You know what I'm saying? This is what the Lord is doing. Can I read this part too real quick, bro? This is going back to what you're going into with the eagle. This ChatGPT. It says the goal is not to harm the eaglet. It says, but to develop their strength. A bird that never leaves the nest will never become what it was created to be. You see? So we got to leave a nest, man. If you don't leave a nest, then we're not gonna be, you know what I'm saying, what the Lord created us to be. You know what I'm saying? So that's a part of it.
Oh, and what we're being reformed and reshaping to be is in the image and likeness of Yahweh. You know? So the Lord is creating us to be winners, bro, not losers. Like if you're part of the elect, you cannot be a loser.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's impossible. And if you're a part of the elect, you're going to do what the Lord expects out of His elect. Nothing less, nothing more. Well, you know. And on the contrary wise, if you're not part of the elect, and you know, you're gonna lose.
Right.
There's nothing you can do. You could want to win as much as you want, but you're gonna lose. You see? But we're expecting, okay, hey man, we're expecting salvation. We're hoping for salvation. Scripture says, for the Most High has not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation in Yahweh B'Shem Shah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So Rock 32 and 24 in the GNT says, believing in the law means keeping the Lord's commandments. If you trust the Lord, you cannot lose.
If you trust the Lord, you cannot lose, man. See, and that trust, that faith, okay, that was given unto the elect in the womb, man, as a gift. So they were winners from the beginning. So really, you're fighting from the winning side.
Right.
The elect, they're fighting for the W, but you could also say that they're not fighting for the W, they're fighting from the W. They already won. In the spirit, they just gotta play out their role, play out their part in these bodies. But that's a part of the sacrifice. But in the spirit, they already got the victory. And the Lord and the angels actually take great delight and pleasure in seeing this process, man. Scripture speaks about how the angels desire to look into these things that the elect is undergoing. You know? Like, dang, man, look at our brothers down there fighting in those heathen bodies. And they winning. You know? They see brothers, fall and get back up, fall again, get back up, battling in their mind, demons fucking with them. You know? Like, man, so the angels are those, because the angels are our brothers, man. You know? They just not in flesh like we are. So they're desiring to look into these things. They're anticipating this. This is, man. So the heavens is watching us. Because we get excited when we see chariots, but man, they looking at us.
I guess.
God.
Sirach 2 and verse 5, it says, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. And it says, believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Like I said, at adversity, as we were just reading, like I said, that's not being, getting out of that comfortable state. Adversity basically helps you grow. That's getting the dross out of you because it's helping you grow. And you got to trust in the Lord that you go through certain adversities. And it said when we were reading that earlier, when it said that they push the young beyond their comfort zone. Yeah, that's adversity. When you get pushed beyond your comfort zone, when you comfortable with what you become, what you become like at a complacent. You just I'm good where I'm at. But the Lord don't want us to be good where we're at. He wants to move, and he's pushing us to make moves.
Yeah, you going to the gym doing the same weak ass sets that you did for the
Yep.
past 3 years, thinking that you're gonna grow. No, nigga, the way how you build muscle, the way how you build endurance, you know, you push your body to the max every time. I mean, of course, you're gonna have your light days, you know, because it's recovery too. It's a balance with Yahweh Shema Shah,
Right.
you know. But we in the times where hey, we at the fourth quarter, we at the final stretch, man. So yeah, we're gonna feel we're like, man, this shit is. I didn't know I could stretch that far, but the Lord is stretching us, man. He wants every ounce, every drop. That's why the Apostle Paul says, I poured out my life as a liquid oblation. You know, like the Lord, He's gonna pour it all out. No gas left in the tank. You know, those are the best coaches, man. You know, football team, basketball team. You know, those coaches that push you to the point to where when you, you know, get back in the car after practice, you ain't got no gas left in the tank. But you thank that coach after the season because man, we done kicked some ass.
Yeah.
You know, but those coaches that don't push you to the max. Okay, yeah, you may, oh, man, this coach cool as hell. You know, but at the end of the season, like, damn, you only won one game. You know, you're a fucking loser. The Lord, he ain't having no losers on his team, man.
Right.
Nothing. 144,000 straight winners, bro. Champions, warriors, never lost. Okay, we gotta have that mindset, man. I would not let this world fucking defeat me, man. These people want to see us lose. You know? So the Lord is putting his sons up on game, man.
That's right.
So we just gotta work with them. And the way we work with them is not making haste in the fire. Just sucking it up. Because at the end of the day, every brother's going through the fire, man. And just take it cheerfully. So, you know, we're going to have our moments, you know, and you just look yourself in the mirror, you just, what is this? You know, but then you shake out of it. You know, you got to be like King David. King David encouraged himself in the Lord. We got to learn how to encourage ourselves in Yahweh Shema Shah. Call these particular things that the Lord did for us in times past, call that into mind. Man, the Lord delivered me back, because at this point, we should all have our own different experiences that the Lord has, you know, brought us through. That's why the Lord is, he got us alive and well right now, living testimonies, man. You got something?
You said something about a test, right? Test or something. What you say? All right, so this Psalm 66, in verse, we start at 8 in the MSG. It says, bless our power, O people, give him a thunderous welcome. Didn't he set us on the road to life? Didn't he keep us out of the ditch? He trained us first, passed us like silver through refining fire, brought us into a hard scrabble country, pushed us to our very limit, road tested us inside and out, took us to hell and back, and finally he brought us to this well-watered place.
See, this is the true power, okay? See, you people, y'all been sold a lot, thinking that the Most High and His Son, you know, just come as you are. You know, no, man. We serve an austere power. Okay, a great king. Okay, and he will grind your face in the mud if you're one of his. Like the preacher, what was that? Psalm 66?
Yeah, in the MSG.
In the MSG? Said he brought us through hell and back. Like literally, when it's all said and done, the elect is going to be able to say all that. We went through the fire, literally. He took it there. The Lord took it there. We literally went through the fire. You know, that was it. That's Psalm Isaiah 24. They shall glorify the Lord in the fires. That's going to physically happen. Look at Hananiah, Mishael, Azariah. That physically actually happened. Okay? So the Lord is he's literally going to bring his elect through hell and back, through the fires and out of it, man, through the deep waters. Look at Jonah. Jonah was in the belly of that fish, man, for 3 days. The Lord will take it there, bro. We serve a fearful, awesome power and terrible power. The Lord says, for he is terrible. He's a great king. You know, so hey, that comes along. Hey, we say we want to be reformed and conform to the image of Yahweh Shai. That's a part of it.
Right.
You know? So we're getting a up close and personal, what would you call it? I don't know quite what you call it, but the Lord is dealing with us on a level that He's not dealing, and He'll never deal with most people. And Lord willing, He continue to deal with us, man. But we just gotta once again work with Him, and the way we work with Yahweh Shema Shah is by not making haste as He puts us in the fire. Just go with the flow.
That's also how Christianity is a lie, man. You know what I'm saying? They Christians don't know the God of the Bible, man. No, not my God. No, not your God. The God was Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. Right. That's the God of the Bible. Your God, the God of this world, like it says, what's that, 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's your God, the God of this world, which the scripture said blinded you. You know what I'm saying? And you're lost. So yeah, no, not your God. Your God, you don't know the God of the Bible, man. The God of the Bible, like the Quran said, he takes it there, man. He doing these things, man. The very thing that you'll deny, your God does. You know what I'm saying? He's doing, man. So yeah, it's not the God of the Bible, bro. The God of the Bible get down, man. The after these people, they don't know the true nature. They don't know how of the Lord. They don't know how He moves. They don't know how He gets down. They don't know Him. They don't know His name. They don't know nothing about Him, man. And He ain't dealing with that, man. He's dealing with those that got that intimate relationship with Him, man. They know Him. They know His names. So I see all of them. You claim we don't know the names? Then that's talking to you too, bro. We got the names. We know the names. We call on the names, man. You know what I'm saying? That intimate relationship, those friends, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're trying to be, man. We're trying to be a friend of the Lord, bro.
And look how the Lord dealt with all His friends.
Exactly.
He proved them first.
Right. I was gonna say that. Tell you that's a rock.
Yep.
You gotta prove. Don't be quick to. You know what I'm saying? Call somebody good or whatever. Like talk to my friends, bro. You know what I'm saying? You say prove a friend. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say, look how He dealt with our forefather Abraham, which He called friend. He told him to sacrifice the son of the promise. He says, Abraham, hey, sacrifice the son that you love, Isaac. Scriptures clearly emphasizes the point that it says that Abraham loved Isaac dearly, man. And we know what all happened, through that account. But just going to show that's how the Lord deals with His friends. And if you're one of His friends, that's how He's going to deal with you according to your lot and your measurement.
That's right. This is Sirach 6. Sirach 6 and 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him.
Yeah, Jake think that they can prove the Lord. But the Lord got to show them something. No, man, we not choosing the Lord. He chose us.
Right. Yep. Because you got a lot of Jakes, and you, like the brother mentioned the name. You got Jakes that call upon the correct names, but that don't mean that the Lord is dealing with them like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Lord knows who's sincere. You know what I'm saying? Those are a true friend. They're gonna prove. They're gonna, you know what I mean? Because I'm gonna read this next verse, bro. Sirach 6, I'm gonna read 7 again and going into verse 8. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not be able in the day, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble. You see? So you got a lot of Jakes who you know what I'm saying? When especially in the time we in now, we know persecution coming down. You see, Esau is getting ready to come against the man of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And if you truly sincere about this thing, if you've been taking this grace period seriously, you know what I'm saying? Lord willing, the Lord be with you and put the spirit on you, stand stiffly. But you got a lot of people who not gonna stand stiffly, even though they call themselves friends of Yahushua. Well, yeah, they call them the names. Don't mean nothing, man. Because like the Lord said Himself, many shall say unto me in that day, Lord, Lord.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So just because you know the names of the Lord, just because of the nigga, because the niggas know the name of the Lord.
Yeah.
Look at big head and Deacon Khan and all them whole ass niggas, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You got niggas that know the name of the Lord, bro, but they niggas. They ain't truly a friend.
Yeah, look at Judas.
Right.
I was gonna make that point too about that, how niggas have the name. That reminds me of that. Well, it may not be on video still out there, but that nigga that was antagonizing him, the cop, but he knew the names. You know what I'm saying? And he just kept on and got pulled through a goddamn window. You know what I'm saying? Called on the names though. You know what I'm saying? but he got pulled through a window, man. You know,
Right.
dude broke the window out, pulled his ass through the window, man.
You know,
All he had to do was comply.
Agree with that?
fly will.
Comply, bro. Yeah, apply wisdom, comply. Yeah.
But that was Jake testing the Lord.
It's
Right.
exactly.
It's supposed to be the other way around.
Right.
Right.
You know, that's equivalent to like your woman trying to test you. Like, bitch, you in my house.
Right.
I chose you. You know, you testing me.
Right. Right.
That'll make you side eye. You know, if not, put away. Shit.
This will be more, bro.
Yeah.
Going back to Rock chapter 6 and verse 8 says, for some man is a friend for his own occasion and will not abide in the day of thy trouble. And there is a friend who being
But that was Judas right there. Judas was he was you know there for an occasion. You know, because he had the bag, he wanted that money, man. And he also, you know, wanted to try to force Yahushua, you know, try to force his hand to take down the Romans. See? So his mind wasn't after the things his mind didn't savor the things that Yahweh Shah, wanted, man.
Yeah.
He wasn't in congruency with the Lord's will. Judas wanted what he wanted out of it, man.
Yeah.
You know, and you could fake the funk for so long, but we're in a time now to where the Lord is revealing everything and everybody, man. So all this faking and, you know, ulterior motives and, you know, two-facedness and hypocrisy, that shit is being exposed. That's going to continue to be exposed, man.
Yeah, it's like Judas, he had the mindset of that love of money. You know, they say money is root of all evil, but it's the love of
Yeah.
the scripture tell you. You cannot love Yahweh Shemi Shai and Mammon. He had the love. He was like Rico on Paid in Full, you know. That's why like when y'all got that oil, he talking about, you know, he's spilling the oil. We could be spending a lot. That we can make money off that. That's all he thought about. You know, let you know right there that when they throw money in his face, he was gonna give everybody up. He gave you how shot.
Look at Demon Hakai and all these other guys, man. Like, they trying to make money off of everything
Yep.
that pertains to this ministry. You know, trying to selling t-shirts with verses, that Men of the Lord wrote that you don't even agree with fully.
Right.
Putting on the whole armor. Then they spelled dub with the DA. And niggas bought that shit, man. So Jake was in this ministry for their own occasion. And just put on the whole armor.
Yeah.
Jake tripping, man. But you see what the Lord did though.
Mm-hmm.
Them niggas, the Lord had their ass to fizzle the fuck out, man. You know?
Yeah, and John, I believe, it's lucky.
No, good.
In John, I believe, don't it say that? Make not merchant the Lord's house, my father's house, a house of merchandise.
Yep.
And that's exactly what these niggas doing, man. Going against exactly what the Lord said not to do. They doing it. You know what I'm saying? And another point with Judas, you know, he basically threw the Lord under the bus, man.
Yep.
Showing you, hey, you can't do that, bro, because you when you finish that account, he ended up offing himself, man. That shit bugged him out and drove him crazy. Ended up offing himself, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you gonna lose. You go against the Lord, you gonna lose, bro.
Man.
From the scripture, you can tell that Satan was playing on Judas for a minute. But for it had to be because going back into the bag. Like it said in that account, it said it's not that he cared for the poor because he had the bag. But it lets you know Satan had been playing on his mind the whole time. So he was a nigga the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Playing a role, trying to play the role like he with it, but he was really a fucking nigga, bro. You know?
Damn.
And that spirit is in the earth today, man.
Mhm.
That represents a spirit. A lot of these Christians, especially a Christian, and think that's just talking about one person.
Right.
You know, it's not talk. That's a spirit, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like the spirit of Antichrist.
God.
You know what I'm saying? That's what he's talking about. You idiots.
Yeah.
You know?
Sick.
Let's look at more of this. So Rock 6 and 10. Again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of thy
Yeah,
affliction.
can you read that one more time?
Come. So Rock 6 and 10. Again, some friend is a companion at the table.
Because this is the table. The ministry is the table. What did King David say? Thou prepares a table in the presence of my enemies, man. And that's talking about this ministry as we're eating off of it, man. The Lord has, prepared this beautiful entree, this buffet filled with, the wisdom's killed her beast, mingled the wine. The Lord put it up on his table, man. Okay, so, but hey, you got you got niggas at the table. you know, without that proper etiquette, you know, spiritually smacking. You know, like I say in Ciroc, you know, type of, you know, men that, you know, that Ciroc was annoyed with. But that's how Jake is in the spirit. They ain't got the proper garments, attire on at the as they at the table. You know, here all the other brothers got on garments, you know, at the table and, you know, eating what's meat and convenient for them. But you got this nigga, he come in with a fat farm jacket on, you know?
T-shirts with fringes.
Yeah.
That ain't a proper garment.
Yep.
The scriptures describe the garment down to the toe, man.
Yep. Which that garment symbolized this truth.
Yep.
You know, being clothed, okay, in this truth. So everything is centered around, okay, the Lord's program. All right. But even you know, the individuals that, you know, that the scriptures going into in a negative light, you know, those is not, you know, that's not measuring up into the standard of Yahweh Shema Shai, they're actually necessary in the movie. That's why the Lord created the asses. That's why they're here on the earth today. As annoying as they are and as wicked as they are, they actually do play a part. That's why the Lord created them. In any movie, you got a protagonist and antagonist. Somebody has to play that part to be enemies of the cross. As it says in Philippians chapter 3, it says, for they are enemies of the cross for your sake. So the 2/3 is
Just a tool.
yeah, just a tool.
Mhm.
Yeah. For it says for your sake, talking about for the elect's sake.
To refine us.
Yep.
And the nigga at your job is just it's just a tool that the Lord is using to refine you.
And that goes to that definition for meek.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. Yeah.
So how can you be meek if you don't have niggas on the earth
Mhm.
to try to, you know, prove your meekness?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So you got to have somebody that plays the part of being prideful. And scripture speaks about how the Lord created everything in tubes, man, and how one thing complements another thing. So you got to have a nigga, you got to have the elect. You know, you got to have righteousness, you got to have evil. Okay, you got to have light, you got to have darkness, you got to have Jacob, you got to have Esau,
Right.
you got to have Yahweh Shai, you got to have Satan, you know. But see, the thing is, Satan don't go off. He's a spirit, you see, but he plays upon the flesh, okay, and desires of wicked men that's in the flesh. See, but Satan himself don't go off because he's an angel. Scripture says for that angels are what's that saying? Psalms 103, that angels delight in doing the pleasure of the Lord, man. Satan got it. Satan answers to Yahweh by Shema Shai. You read in Job the 1st chapter. See, because I'll bug a lot of people out there. Then he says Satan don't go off. And if you don't understand, that's because you don't understand the ways of Yahweh by Shema Shai.
Right.
Okay, you will fall underneath the notion that Satan rebelled in heaven and he brought down 2/3 of the angels down with him. That's where you know, a lot of Christians believe that's what the 2/3 got to do with it. I'm talking about 2/3 of the angels out in heaven, they fell down to earth.
Right. The dragon drove the thirds of the stars down. Stop.
Boy, with the Nephilim.
Through.
Looking more.
I got one real quick back to based on what that point they just made about the antagonist, protagonist, the good and the bad. Yahushua spoke on that, man. You know what I'm saying? If I can get this real quick, just Matthew 22, red letter Yahushua speaking. I'm starting verse 8 and read down a couple of verses. It says, then said he to his servants, the wedding is ready, but they which were bidden were not worthy. It says, go ye therefore into the highways, as many as ye shall find, be it to the marriage. So this is going to the men of the Lord going out here preaching this word. But watch this, man. Here's the point. It says, so those servants went out into the highways and gathered together all, as many as they found, both bad and good. Woo! And the wedding was furnished with guests. So good and bad, man. You know what I'm saying? People are bidded into this thing. That's why you got niggas like them two niggas, Genesis, Sakari, all these antagonists. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got them. They're necessary. They're needed. The Lord said he bid that. You know, come on, call all them, bring all them in, man. You know what I'm saying?
And being in this truth, man, being a part, being invited to the wedding feast, and you know, sitting at the table, it's a beautiful thing, but it's also the scariest thing too. Because being in this truth, it means either one or two things. It means you're the best of the best, or the worst of the worst. You know, we talk about Pookie, Ray Ray, Big Shirley, Keisha, all right? But a nigga that was in his truth, you know, and the Lord got him disenchanted and he went back out to the world, you know, whatever. Like, bro, he's worse than Pookie and Ray Ray.
Right.
Because Pookie and Ray Ray, they didn't know, so they shall be beaten. They're going to still get beaten. Right. Lord's still going to fuck their asses up, but it's going to be with fewer stripes. You know, but the servant that knew the Lord's will and did it not shall be beaten with more stripes. Right. So being in this truth is, bro, this is a very privileged position and a fearful position. Right. So there's no room to not be walking on eggshells right now. The Lord got us on the tightrope, man. You know, and we feel it. We know that the Lord watching. This is why, man, every decision that we make has to be rooted and grounded in the fear of Yahweh Bashmal Shai. You know? And the Lord is going to continue to test us. That's what we're going into. That's why the Lord was speaking about. That's why in the Song of Moses, that's what it's going into. It says, as the eagle stirreth up her nest. The Lord about to see, okay, who ready to fly now? I've been prepping y'all through the prophets. I've been covering y'all with my wings. I've been making sure y'all been protected, y'all been fed, y'all been comfortable, so you can grow up. But now I'm starting to take away these comforts. Okay, who ready to fly? Fly or you die. That's where we at with this thing, man. Okay, God. You had a little bit more, man?
Yeah.
Or what time?
This is why does the eagle stir up its nest? Verse 3. I mean, it's on the third point. It says to teach dependence while encouraging growth. As the eagle attempt to fly, the parent watches closely. If one begins to fall, the eagle swoops beneath it, catches it, and carry it back up before encouraging it to try again.
That's Proverbs 24:7. Righteous man falls 7 times, but he gets back up. And the only reason why you keep getting back up is not because, oh man, I'm strong, I got out the mud. Nope, it's because Yahweh Bashmal Shai came down and swooped us up and put us back into the nest.
See Peter in your house shop.
Yep.
Walking on water, you know what I'm saying? Started to fall, cried out, whatever. Picked it back up. Let you know the Lord is with us, man. Like you're going into, bro. You know what I'm saying? The Lord, hey, that whole instant when they were on the sea, and you read in Mark, because I think that when it talks about Peter walking on water, that's in Matthew. When you read the book of Mark, it goes into that same event, but it goes into further detail on how, you know, Yahushua was watching them the whole time while they were struggling. They was out there for hours doing everything, trying to, you know what I'm saying? The Lord teaching them, look, there's nothing you can do. You can't do nothing without me. They were professional. Some of them were professional fishing. They knew the sea out there. They let you know it was a storm like they weren't prepared for, and all the expertise that they gathered, it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? They couldn't get them out there. They had to eventually they needed the Lord. The Lord was the answer. That's why when Yahushua came with him, the storm stopped. You know what I'm saying? Eventually he stopped the storm.
That proves it was a simulation test.
Right. He was watching the whole time, bro. It tells you Mark, he watched him the whole time out the struggle. Unless you do it just like now. You know what I'm saying? Yahushua ain't here, he watching. You know what I'm saying? He ain't abandoning us. When you cry out, the Lord, just like he did with Peter, you know, reach down and pick you up, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's how we still in it now. Like, if it weren't for Yahweh Shai picking us up when we fail, we'll be through. You know, we wouldn't be in there. We wouldn't be here right now. You know?
It's just true tough love. You know? And that's why you got so many soft, weak ass niggas, because they never experienced that tough love, man. You know? But see, now as we're in this truth, okay, as the Lord set up this ministry, you know, starting with the elder high priest Abba Bizzle, which was Elijah the prophet to come. Okay, what's the sole mission at hand? To restore the hearts of the fathers back to the sons, and the hearts of the sons back to the fathers. So now as we're in this truth, now we're being reunited back with Yahweh Bashmal Shai. Now we've been given spiritual fathers, man. Okay, to give us that tough love that we never really received. No, now, you know, your parents may have been tough on you if you had your parents in the world, you know, but it wasn't according to the Lord's righteous standards, though.
Yeah.
You know, they just chastised us of their own pleasure, as it said in Hebrews 12. See, but when Yahweh Bashmal Shai chastises us, it's for his purposes, man. And it's really to build us up to bring forth the peaceable fruits of righteousness, man. So get to a point to where we could fly. We could be those eaglets, okay, that's grown up, full mature. Okay, and when we fly, man, we leave the nest.
That's right.
It's time to go take over. It's time to conquer the world, man. You know, that's why the Lord gave us these promises, man. Not to just, just preach in Babylon forever till we get old and, just keep, having children and your sons become prophets in America.
Right.
And then it just, no, man, this is it. This is fucking it right now, bro. I mean, we see what's going on. Tensions and escalations out there in the Middle East, so-called, is escalating rapidly every day. Now China's on the forefront. All these media stations picking it up. China's helping Iran. About to deliver to Iran in the next few weeks. High powered, weaponry that can knock down helicopters, man.
Mm-hmm.
China's giving that to Iran. But see, scriptures lets us know all these things. Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51, Ezekiel 38.
Yeah.
All right. So simultaneously, as the Lord, is getting our land ready for us, he's getting his people ready.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
But see, but he's got to purge us so we can be fit, to go back to that land. We're going to be changed. But the Lord wants to see us try. He wants that sacrifice, man.
Yeah. That land gonna be destroyed.
No, make your point, bro.
Oh, you were talking about the land. He preparing the land because the land gonna be purified. He's gonna go just like Babylon. It's gonna go through a purification with fire. Israel, that land over there gonna get destroyed. But the Lord, that's gonna get built back up. America's not gonna get built back up.
Right.
Yes.
I don't forget you made us live on that. Yeah, it's all good.
And you was mentioning about like the woes. See that the Lord is doing it for our sake, basically to get us back in rulership. Like I said that there, and when you go and look at how the you have Iran and all these different countries starting to come in, Saudi Arabia now, China's gonna help them bring more equipment in. Look at World War I and World War II. That's how it started. They start bringing in. You have more and more countries over a period of time started coming in, and that brings for what a full blown world war. See? So these things are actually happening. But like I said, we know we ain't gonna see no nuclear destruction in all over the world until what the sea hill occurs. Like I said, so the Lord got us as watchmen and seeing these prophecies play out to actually help us build it by faith. And you was mentioned earlier because we got to get everything purged out of us. The elects have to be was it Revelation God receive those white stones? We got to get prepared to receive those white stones. So we're getting to those times where we have to really get basically really zoned in to what's to come.
Right.
Because it's here, So the Lord is going to come and but for a moment. Like I said, he started visiting the earth, which he made.
That's it. Revelation 19:7. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him. For the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife hath made herself ready. When you go into his word, because the brother had mentioned, you know what I'm saying? Damn, you had mentioned some
Prepared.
Yeah, to being prepared. Yeah, both of y'all brothers going to basically being prepared because this is you said something about fitness or something like that.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you go into that word, you make ready, you go to the root word, it's strong. I'm gonna let them say it. When you go into the root, it says from an old noun, hetos, fitness. You know what I'm saying? So just like just like you look the custom now when a woman is getting married, what do? They want to look good. So they working out. They doing everything to appear to have it to appear so-called perfect for their husband.
You gotta fit the dress.
Right, you gotta fit the dress. You want to lose some pounds, want to get ready. You know what I'm saying? But that's exactly what the elect is doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Making us, Lord willing, we're part of another, making ourselves ready and fit for the return. Because like it says in John 14, Yahushua said, what? I'm going to prepare a place. That was the custom of ancient Israel. When a man was betrothed to a woman, they made the betrothal he would go and he would prepare a place. And while he's preparing that place for him and the woman to live, the woman would be getting prepared for her husband arrival.
Yep.
And then he would come and what? He would get her, she would be ready, and he would bring her back to the place that he prepared for.
Beautiful.
You know? That's why Yahweh Shah was using that that imagery. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm going into that. This is Revelations 21 and verse 2. It says, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. Like your brother just went into. That's that process of getting ready for Yahweh Shah when he makes his return, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what John Revelator was describing right here, man.
One more time.
Kind of, this is Revelation 21 and verse 2. It says, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven.
Right, coming out of the chambers. Because now the customs, going back to the ancient Israel's custom, they, he would take the woman, they would go inside the chamber, they would consummate the marriage, and they would come out, then they would be presented. This is such and such, this is his woman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's what they elect. This is so the worlders don't know. Like these are the elect. These are Yahweh Shah's men when they coming down.
Whew.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
And this right here proves that Jerusalem is a people before it's a place.
Right.
Because there ain't gonna be no actual land coming
Right.
down.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the Yahweh Shah and the elect coming down from that fathership, like you said, those chambers.
Because that's what it meant.
I was going to add to that. We're telling that in Luke 17 that it's not the kingdom of heaven is not coming with observation. You're not going to see it because the kingdom of heaven is within us. It's us. We're the kingdom of heaven, man. And that process is happening right before these people's eyes, and they don't know what they're looking at, right?
Hey,
They're talking shit, coming up, scoffing, and just going hard on the men. It's like, go ahead,
Some niggas looking over there as Jerusalem for the third temple to be
right,
Yep.
right.
right.
It's happening, bro.
It's right here in America.
Right.
Being built.
Being built right here.
But you would hate it.
Yeah.
They hate it,
Yeah.
See, when they see, like I said, going to those chambers, when they see us being delivered up, the chariots, it's gonna be too late then. Because like it says in Isaiah 26, and you see us start being delivered up, the missile's gonna be coming for what? To destroy.
Yeah, because it speaks of that hide for a little while from this nation.
Yeah, the last three verses of Isaiah 26.
Right. Probably gonna be up there toasting, looking down, looking at that transfer, niggas looking at this bitch burn.
That's the thumbnail I actually got for this
Yeah,
video.
yeah, damn. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, can you read that one more time, bro?
Revelations 21 and 2, it says, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem.
Bro, he saw some heavy things.
Man, bro.
When you look, man, Ezra saw it.
Mhm.
Ezra saw it being crowned, bro. So, bro, that lets you know, man, say, bro. Go ahead,
Hey, Abraham saw it, Moses saw it. You ain't that in the Apocrypha.
Yep.
Man.
He talking about this, we read the Josephus, the Lord showed him how the world was gonna end, everything. So you telling me he didn't see? Because he had to, because Enoch prophesied about the Lord.
Yep.
So he had to see it.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So this goes to show you that the hope we have is not a new hope.
Right.
That's what these morons don't understand. Like hope came along, which he's an Edomite anyway. He'll never get it. Okay, but what we hoping in our faith this is an ancient faith.
Man.
It was just without fruit for a long time. But now like I say in 2 Corinthians 6, for faith is going to flourish. Okay, it was just without fruit for such a long time. But the Lord revived us in that 3.5 day period, and He put that same breath of life that all of our forefathers had, same breath that He gave into Adam, that got passed down, the same breath that Yahweh Shah He gave into the disciples when He breathed on them. So we're seeing these things like as priests is reading it, like brothers can actually envision it, they can actually see it. You can feel it in your spirits, man. That's why, man, like when we listen to the apostles, the bishops, the elders, and brothers' videos, and that's why you tuned in the way you are. That's why you locked in, because it's like, bro, no, this is the kingdom right here. That's why Scripture says in 2 Corinthians 4, for we look not at the things which are seen, but we look at the things which are not seen, which are eternal, man.
Yeah, you got it, brother.
Back in Revelation 21, verse 2, it says, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
Prepare, man. The Lord is gonna bling the elect out, bro. New bodies,
That's it.
gods, bro.
Yep.
These are the gods of the earth.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Under Yahweh Shah Mashiach, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, it's in the chariot, man. Say it's it's gonna be like Paul was saying, especially when we read the MSG. It talks about a lavish celebration. You know what I'm saying? It talks about a family reunion. So that's all gonna be taking place in the chariot. Imagine that view. You just, you know how you at a wedding, you just got a beautiful view and you drinking, you just like, damn, this is beautiful. Man, the elect is gonna be drinking chalices from their chalices, bro, with they women and their children. Your house shine the midst. You just looking at Babylon the Great burn, and hey, this is forever. You know what I'm saying? Man, stepping coming down, hey, coming down when they say coming down. That's the start of forever. That's the start of forever, man.
Yep.
You know, ain't gonna be no more. Ain't like the scriptures say, man. The death ain't gonna be no more death, no more crying, no more pain. It's gonna be over, bro. In that time, what we reading about is about to happen, bro.
Yep.
This is what our forefathers have been looking forward to all those times. That's why when you read in Hebrews 11, it talks about how they say, hey man, we pilgrims on the earth, man. You know what I'm saying? We got something better coming. So they were willing to what? To take the delayed gratification, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And now it's about to pay out. We're about to enter into the promises that Yahweh Shem Yahushua promised unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, bro.
Yep. That's when the earth truly is going to start thriving. That's when it start growing because it's already been purified, and we coming down to what? Set up to start that kingdom to be built. So that's going to be the start, like you mentioned, the start of forever.
The true managers, you know, household managers, you know, going to take over this planet because it's rightfully so, because they had part in creating it. You know, because Esau's a horrible management company. Like brothers, like you know, when you got a horrible management company watching over, you know, or their stewards over a particular apartment complex, bro, that shit is a disaster. They turn into the fucking hood, man. You know, you got trash everywhere. The trash man ain't come in 2 weeks.
Right.
Okay, work order. Same resident been complaining for a year,
man,
about the same shit.
Right.
They ran out of money. They can't get supplies. You know, rats and rodents. They can't. You know, so it's just horrible management. That's the earth underneath the watch of Esau Edom. They're a board, so they got to get fired, bro.
Yeah.
The Lord's about to come and fire their ass.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
He's about to, because you know when a particular property gets so bad, they just gotta demolish this shit.
Yeah.
That's what the Lord about to do with his whole power structure. He's gonna have to come back and just demolish this shit. As a matter of fact, real quick, Baba Kasha, I know you're holding that. I don't have my phone. Can brother grab Hebrews 13? For we don't have a continuous city here, but we seek one to come. And we get that word city in the Greek. Baba Kasha.
You see.
Come.
Okay, this is Hebrews 13 and 14. For here we have no continuous city, but we seek one to come.
Yep, and that's the kingdom of heaven. So the brother's about to go into that word city in the Greek.
All right, this is I'm gonna let him say it. Strong's G 4172. It says the city, one native city, the city in which one lives, the heavenly Jerusalem.
The heavenly Jerusalem, what the preachers read in Revelation 21 and 2. Go ahead.
It says to abide of the blessed in heaven, the abode, the abode of the blessed in heaven, of the visible capital in the heavenly kingdom. Ooh, the visible capital in the heavenly kingdom to come down.
It's proof what is going to be on the earth. All right, you got it, bro.
It says to earth after the renovation of the world by fire.
Boom.
Yeah.
After the renovation of the world, talking about Esau's age, by fire, man. So the Lord gonna come back and literally fire this horrible management company. And he's gonna renovate this place, man.
Right.
He's gonna build it up for, you know.
Right. Damn.
With the true management company that's supposed to have been taking over this whole time.
Right.
That's when the earth is gonna flourish. That's when the people gonna rejoice. You know? So Esau, it's time for this nigga to get fired, time for him to go to jail, be shut up in prison, get some chains slapped around his fucking neck, man. Cause they done too much.
That's Matthew 6 and 10. It said the Lord's Prayer. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, man. Right? There's perfect righteousness in order in heavens. That's going to be established in the earth by way of the rod. You know what I'm saying? You're going to break them into shivers like a potter's vessel, you know, because, you know, they're going to have to be coerced into these things. They ain't, they ain't gonna just automatically do it. Especially damn Edomites, man. They're gonna have to get their asses beat on, on a daily, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? You know? So yeah, because they're the ones, part of the ones. When you read in what's that, Luke is it 19, where it says for as a matter of fact it is 19. I'm gonna grab it real quick. I think in 27. Luke 19 and 27. This is Luke 19 and verse 27. Red letter that Hawkshaw gonna be speaking here, and he gonna let you know what it is. It says, but those, Luke 19 and 27, but those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me, man. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have people that's gonna have a problem with the Lord, his rulership, man. Reigning. You know, they got a problem with that. Primarily, that's these devils, man. It's these Edomites, man. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? They're gonna get gathered up, they'll get bought right before the Lord, and the Lord wants to see them get put to death right before him, man. These are not our words, these are written in the Bible, man. Holy Bible, Christians. They don't know the Bible, man.
You know the book that you never read, right? But you always talk about.
But they claim to believe in the New Testament. They came out the New Testament, Luke, baby. Come on now. Christians are so through, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, real quick for the renovation, Jeremiah 33 and 6 in the MSG. But now take another look. I'm going to give this city a thorough renovation.
Right now, this is the Lord speaking right after he just promised, fulfilling his threats of destruction upon the southern kingdom at that time. With the last, Judite king, Zedekiah. Okay, the Lord, Zedekiah was rebelling against the rule of the Babylonians, trying to buck up against that. But the Lord sent them because Jacob was being wicked. So the Lord said, okay, you could do all this. You could try to build your forts and take the wood away from the homes and try to build up ramparts against the Babylonians laying siege. But I'm gonna have them to break all that shit and slaughter you with the sword. But then the Lord turns around and gives us a prophecy of restoration. So it's just not all doom and gloom for Jake, man.
Right.
So the prophets, prophesy of destruction, prophesy of doom, but there's a reason why. Okay, we prophesy of doom. Second Ezra 7 chapter, for the day of doom shall be the end of this time and the immortality for to come. So there's something that's gonna be birthed out of the doom. That's why we're the prophets of doom. It's an equal balance with the Lord.
Right.
It's not all doom and gloom.
Right.
There's a purpose for the doom. It's to bring forth the kingdom of heaven, immortality. So now the priest got to read the Lord's promise, his promises concerning his restoration for the throne of David.
Right.
You got it, bro.
Jeremiah 33 and 6 in the MSG. But now take another look. I'm going to give this city a thorough renovation, working a true healing inside and out.
I'm got true healing from the inside and out, man. Starting with you.
Like you was talking about, like apartment, not just painting on the outside and
Right.
getting the inside shit. You know what I'm saying? No, this is the thorough, like you said, thorough renovation.
Hey,
You know what I mean? It says, I'm going to show them life whole, life brimming with blessing.
hey.
I will restore everything that was lost to Judah and Jerusalem.
See that's how you know it hasn't come to pass yet.
Right.
See? And that's what these Christians don't understand. They always reading out the Old Testament. Well, yeah, because it's a lot of prophecy that hasn't been fulfilled yet.
Right.
All these prophecies concerning both kingdoms, northern kingdom and southern kingdom, Judah and Israel, yeah, those haven't been fulfilled yet. Some of them are being fulfilled right now. The two coming back together as one stick, that's happening right now. But as far as it relates to Judah and Jerusalem returning back to the land, that hasn't happened yet.
Right.
You got it, bro.
It says, I'll build everything back as good as new.
Woo!
I'll scrub them clean from the dirt they've done against me.
Man,
I'll forgive.
that's what he's doing right now. And scrubbing is a very violent action.
Right.
And you scrub something, that ain't that ain't something.
Yeah, first off.
Yeah. You washing your truck, you get a scrub brush. You putting some elbow grease behind that mug. That's what the Lord doing with our minds, because we just been polluted.
Man.
So he's scrubbing the hell up out of our spirits, man.
Scrubbing come out of trials too.
Man, yeah.
Man, you know what I'm saying? It says, I'll forgive everything they've done wrong
See that? So Esau can talk all this shit. Oh, they rap about killing their own kind. They sell drugs to. Yeah, that's true.
Man,
That's true.
make a case, yeah.
Yeah, try to make a case. But that's why I say in Isaiah 45 in the last verse, the Lord says, all the seed of Israel will be justified. Thus saith Yahweh by Shemal Shah. Now we know 2/3 on this side are gonna get cut off and down, but guess what? They are still the seed that the Lord chose to bless.
Right.
See that? And chose to forgive. So yeah, most of our people are niggas, but in the kingdom of heaven, all the seed of Israel is going to be justified, sexy red included.
Mhm.
The Lord gonna scrub, she gonna come back
You know, real,
and she gonna be beautiful.
Mhm.
She gonna.
oh, you better claim.
That's actually why that Zechariah 13 has to happen, man.
Yeah.
You know, that 2 parts are being cut off. You know,
Mhm.
they're gonna pay for all them things, man. You know, sexual, the ones that's going off, they're gonna pay for that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna wipe their slate clean. You know,
Right.
once they get this final ass whooping from the Lord, then their slate is gonna be clean, man. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So when they of course they're gonna be reborn through
Yeah.
the elect in 1/3. You know what I'm saying? They gonna come back, they gonna come in, they gonna be in the right mind, they gonna be ready, man. They gonna be good, bro. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna grow up, you know what I'm saying? And be that part of that perfect nation, bro.
They gonna have their heads down for a long season. But they still gonna be righteous.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They-
They still,
So they're gonna have to pay, they're gonna have to know you was wrong.
Yeah.
They're gonna it's wrong, you know.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to, they gotta go through that.
Cause the electors going through that right now.
Right.
So you mean to tell me that's just only for the elect to feel?
Nah,
Right.
And
nah.
they to get going to the kingdom never had to feel what
Right.
repentance
Right.
is.
They gotta get that.
So they gotta feel it.
Yup.
That'll be shame on it.
Yup.
right? That's ultimately still the Lord having mercy. They 2/3 still gonna receive mercy. They just gonna have to get punished on this side.
Mhm.
They'll come back in the kingdom, you know what I'm saying? Back into the promise, that's still the Lord showing mercy on them.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they're gonna get everything
Yeah.
that the elect is gonna. They're gonna have the spiritual powers, and they're gonna have all of that. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be above the nation. They're gonna have
And be on
slaves,
Right.
be immortal. They're gonna get the same things, bro. That's the mercy.
Right. They ain't gonna be on the level as the elect, the first.
They ain't
fruit.
right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
And niggas be like, okay, well, fuck it, I'm just doing what we do. Right.
No, no, nigga.
Lord played a trick. You a Canaanite the whole time. You don't want to tip the Lord.
Exactly.
I ain't trying to.
Exactly, bro.
Right.
Because if you're not really down for this truth, honestly, it ain't no telling what you are, really. If you want to be for real,
Already.
now you could have your supposition, oh, that's a Jake, but catch things through the spirit. But I ain't even trying to take it that, man. I want to do what the Lord say,
Right. Man.
you know.
All right, so a little bit more. It says, I will scrub them clean from the dirt they've done against me. I'll forgive everything they've done wrong. Forgive all their rebellions. And Jerusalem will be a center of joy and praise and glory.
And why is the Lord doing this? It's because he put his name on it. That he bound himself by those 2 immutable things, which is his oath and his promise. And he put it on himself because he could find nobody else greater to swear by. So he said, all right, this is on me. And he promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that he would do this for their seed line, man. And he put it on his name. So this is the reason why anybody got a shot to salvation, is because of the Lord's name. So this is why we're exhorted to bless those holy names, man. Praise those holy names. Because those holy names, but that's our mercy. The Lord put all these things on his name in remembrance of us, Lord willing, man.
Right.
You got it, bro.
It says, in Jerusalem will be a center of joy and praise and glory for all the countries on earth. They'll get reports on all the good I'm doing for her. They'll be in awe of the blessings I'm pouring on her.
See that? Just like Babylon, is revered as a beacon of, a light, but it's all in wickedness, how all the world just reveres America, Babylon, the great. Well, it's going to be that times a million, except in the righteousness for the kingdom of heaven. For the Israelites, man. That's why they're going to have to come up pursuant to Isaiah 2 and learn from us. Man. So, yeah, the Lord shows his wrath, but he's also that much more merciful too.
Right.
We're about to experience Deuteronomy 1 through 14. Chapter 28, verses 1 through 14.
That's what's set up to go through both. In Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter, the very first verse, it goes into the blessing and the curse, man. It was set up for us to go through both. We went through the curses, while Esau has went through the blessings. Now everything is flipping. That's why you got that movie with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd trading places. Now we trading places. They're about to go into the curses.
Yep.
Under the curses, when you drop down to the seventh verse, it goes into that. How the curse is going to be put on them. So they're coming into the curses now, and we're going into the blessings. You know what I'm saying? It's like the Quran mentioned, man. So it's a beautiful sport.
Sir.
We in beautiful position, man. We just got to finish the course, finish the race, man. Was it it?
Yeah, let's jump up.
Well, you know what? Can I just make this quick last point? Because you had mentioned about I'm trying to remember exactly what it was about things that there's things that in the Old Testament that ain't even happened yet.
Yeah.
This is Luke 24 in verse 44, because Yahushua broke all that down, man, for you Christians that may not understand, bro, because I know y'all watching. It says, Luke 24 and 44, and he said unto them, red letters, Yahushua about to speak, it said, these are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled which were written in the law of Moses and in the prophets and in the Psalms concerning me. So don't speak on what that's the Old Testament. The Lord is about the Old Testament, man. There's things he tells you comes into in the Bible, the book. Psalms the 40th chapter. I believe it's one in John too, right? The 10th chapter is the 10th chapter.
John 5 and
John
39.
5.
It says, search the scriptures, for in them you think you have life, for these are they which testify of me.
Boom, there it is. He comes to the volume of the book, man. But I believe it's one that says exactly that, like it reads in
Hebrews 10.
Hebrews 10.
Yeah,
Okay, I get mixed up. I said John. So Hebrews the 10th chapter. So yeah, he comes in the volume of the book, man. So he's in the Old Testament. There's things in the Old Testament that has not happened yet.
That's why he was the only one qualified to open up the seals of the book. Because he is the book.
He's the book, bro. Exactly. Makes perfect sense when you understand what how everything is set up, how the Lord set things up.
Right.
So, just one last thing.
Go ahead.
Well, I believe it's Isaiah the 46th chapter in verse 10, where it said, declaring the end from the beginning, that about the things that are written but not yet. As a matter of fact, can I read it? I think I'm messing it up. I don't want to tear it up. This is Isaiah chapter 46 and verse 10, and it reads, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done. So there's things in the ancient times, which is what you call the Old Testament, that haven't happened yet, man. They haven't been done yet. But it says,
like that prophecy Balaam saw. Numbers 24.
Right.
He saw the end of Israel. He saw Amalek getting smitten, Amalek getting crushed, Moab getting fucked up by Yahushua, that star coming out of Jacob. That didn't happen yet.
Right.
But that was given it to him in the ancient time.
Right. As a matter of fact, in Genesis 25, it speaks of the elder serving the younger.
Right.
That has not happened yet. The elder is Esau, the young is Jacob. They got to serve, the elder got to serve the younger. They got to serve us. That hasn't happened yet. We're coming into those times now. That's why it's saying, declaring the end from which that's in the Genesis. That's the heading. That's the beginning, man. That was written in the beginning, the heading. It says, and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. That's the pleasure of the Lord, man. Luke, what's that? Luke 12 and 32, I believe. It is your Father's pleasure, good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Roughly paraphrasing, the Lord wants us to have the kingdom. He's
right.
Man, he's ready to give us the kingdom, but everything has to be in its proper order, man.
Right.
We're almost there, though. You know what I'm saying? We right there. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, bro. You brothers got it.
Abarat Tazalis was edifying to the hopeful elect out there. Until next time, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory into our power. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Makakwadash. I want to give double honor to our beloved apostles and elders, great millstone, who are full of all,
Shalom.